Hello everybody and welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong, where we're going into this part. Oh, hello. Right, so we don't have to fight these guys as long as we don't cross them. We're gonna have to cross them. Hopefully not. Hopefully only in the literal sense. Hi. That's far enough, lady. The woman hefts her weapon, tossing a nod toward the gangers behind her. This lot's our turf. If you're looking for a fix, you're welcome to trade. If you're not here for business, clear the hell out. You try and wander around on our turf, we're gonna have to air you out. So what do you say? You looking for a little pick-me-up? A little nitro to give you some pep? Maybe you want some chips. Take that edge off. You want it? I got it. What happened in the fight here? Some of the BTLs just you're selling look like they came from Tongs. Show me what you got. So you got a bunch of chips and ooh, yeah. So we're not actually gonna buy these. Can I have a look around the garage? Woman, are you deaf? What the hell did I tell you? No, you goddamn well can't wander around our turf. She shakes her head, mumbling something about idiots with no memory. Hey, gang and socialite. Cool. I'm on business for the Wampo Elders. You're only here because they tolerate you. They hear you're blocking me. Your ass gonna get kicked all the way back to Suan Wan. Or do you know who Kindly Chang is? Wampo Elders. Ganger shifts nervously, glancing around at her allies. Okay, I'm listening. What kind of business are you on? I'm investigating the murders of the other elders. Alright, we only moved in here because of all the Wampoans are too shit scared of monsters and ghosts to come back in. The elders told us it was alright if we moved in here. Seemed happy to have us camped out, honestly. Look around, knock yourself out. Just stay out of the way of our business. Okay. So we're gonna go through here and examine these two bits of, yeah. Dried blood and bullet holes pockmark the floor, pillars, and walls of the parking garage. Judging by the amount of blood staining the floor, multiple people died here. To call the scene bloody would be to do it a disservice. This was a massacre of tremendous proportions. Look at this, Kira. Duncan points to several scratches on the floor and in the pillar. These scratches look like they're from a long-bladed weapon, like a sword or machete. That matches the wound on Tong's neck. Our killer must have fought the HKPF in here and cut them apart. With the number of bullet holes in the walls and cars around here, they must have just been spraying wildly. Duncan checks the chamber on his assault rifle. I'll tell you what, I don't have to fight this maniac at close range. I don't want to have to fight this maniac at close range. Dried blood and clots. Blood. Clog the drain. As you look closer, however, something catches your eye. An off-red color that doesn't match the hues of the gore around the drain. Bending closer, it appears to be a small nugget. This is gonna be disgusting. The nugget, academic, of course. Upon closer inspection is a chunk of some kind of synthetic ferroplastic. It's got ragged edges as if it was broken off of a larger object. A number of small markings are partially obscured by scratches. Brushing away some of the dust, you peer at the fragmentary bit of ferroplastic. The scratches and markings on the nugget look like Chinese, but despite how closely you look, you can't decipher their meaning. After a moment, you realize the reason. Not only are the markings fragmentary, the language is actually Japanese. The characters are close enough to be familiar, but too different for you to read. Maybe an expert in armor or foreign languages could help. Okay. Do we know anybody like that? Let's save. Save this. Yes, thank you. And then talk. Hey, welcome back. What you looking for? What happened to the fight here? As far as I know, some police showed up looking for somebody. They got in here, all of them got killed. Whoever they were after was long gone by the time we showed up. Used to be a lot of Wampoans living here. They all cleared out, muttering about ghosts and shit like that. You heard anything else about the, nothing much. I tell you what, though, I've got a guy named Kang, and he was down in the storm drain system last week. Something was moving down there, big, too, man-sized, but it wasn't speaking any language Kang understood. Kid beat feet back here as fast as he could. Dumbass dropped his storm drain key on the way out, though. You want to go looking for whatever it was, you'll have to get a new key from somebody else. Kang stole his from a city worker. There's a guy named Porter Lamb who's got keys to pretty much everything. Ah, Porter Lamb, okay. He's somewhere between a cop and a handyman. UN also mentioned some elf woman with crazy colored hair who managed to scam a key. He said she hunted paracritters down there, devil rats and shit. Some of these BTLs you're selling look an awful lot like they came from Tong's shop. Yeah, so what? Why do you care? If you stole these from Tong's, maybe you saw something I can use in my investigation. I guess that's fair. It's like this. Broken Thumb UN was walking down the street and sees this guy going to Tong's joint right at closing time. Tall guy, hunched over, had this shitty gray rain poncho draped over him. Now, UN figured that was weird as all hell, so he posts up and waits. Figures the guy'll come out soon, because Tong's closing up shop. Nothing for 15 whole minutes. Guy comes out, hustles down the street with nobody saying boo. I figured he was waiting for an ebb in the crowds. UN sees some blood smeared on the door, though, so he goes to check it out. Inside, total carnage. But you know what? Tong's not going to be using his gear anymore, so hell with it. UN jacks a lot of it. Business is business. Damn right. That's all I know. Guy had to be the killer. Tall, gray rain poncho, hunched over. Also smart about how he came and went. Okay. So, can we talk to it? No? Alright. Well, we're not gonna attack them. Whatever. We don't care that much. But we need to find Porter Lamb or an elf woman with rainbow hair. No, you're Mo. Breaker, Hui, and Mo, and, we got Porter Lamb's gonna be inside here, isn't he? Probably the elf girl, too. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Let's check it out. See what we got. I think I actually saw Porter Lamb's name in, like, up here, maybe? Before? Rainbow? Well, okay. That's a telling name. Wing K Quack. I could have sworn I'd seen the name Porter Lamb before. But where? Where could he be? Okay, fine. We'll talk to Rainbow. Rainbow. Hello. This woman sports brilliantly hued hair that shifts colors, scintillating with every passing moment. She's powerfully built, a natural athlete or someone who works out a great deal. Notably, a large shotgun rests on an arcade cabinet next to her. She affords you a short glance as you approach. When she speaks, you note a peculiarly lyrical accent to her voice. Something I can help you with there, friend? You're throwing off me game, and I'm trying to beat me best score. Tank War Europa? Woman's mouth twists up into a wry grin. Aye, me neither. I managed to find this one near by accident, but I heard the music and thought, hold on there, Rainbow, you know that tune. After a few moments, Rainbow's game is suddenly over her tank. Her tank obliterated by a barrage of air-to-ground missiles. She hisses her breath in through clenched teeth. Piss on your ma! Right, robbery that was. Right then. Rainbow shakes her head again and turns to face you fully. You don't seem like them Wampoans. They're all might touched you. Maybe you are too, but you don't advertise it like they do. What's your story? Looking into the mirrors. The mirrors. The murders. Ah, some nasty work. My body's hacked up, chunks spitting out of them. Make sure you're loaded for something big and ugly, that's for certain. Oh god. Let's see how badly I'm messing up this accent. Born and raised in Dublin. Ha! Down on the banks of the Liffey. Spent most of my early life there, working security on sacred spaces. You know, historical sites or underdeveloped land. The Green Movement was big in those days. It was a bit like being a park ranger, but sure it beat But sure didn't it beat some dead-end desk job. Spent a lot of time around County Dublin and Wicklow. Always loved animals, and I found out being a ranger had put me in close with them. It was a good time, yeah. Making sure the budding new species like the bogies and centaurs didn't upset the ecology of Wicklow National Park much. Also kept the nastier bits like the I don't know what that. Okay, from running amok across populated areas. Oh, okay. What's that? Eat whiskey? Eat whiskey. Isn't that a demon horse? Aye, it's right. Cannibal horses, basically. Nasty buggers that drag people in the bogs and drown you. Sometimes people call them kelpies on account of the water plants they pop out of. Anyway, as I was saying, the problem was I started developing this wee knack, just a small thing. I keep magic from working when I'm around. Spells don't go, spirits fall apart, and paracritters get real feisty, yeah. To make things worse, this was around the time Liam O'Connor threw his coup and formed Tír na Nog. With all the fancy talk about elves and ancient magic, it was a bit scandalous to have a woman guarding ancient sites that wasn't just mundane, but also killed magic around her, so I got fired. You're older than... Bang on! I don't look a day over 25, do I? Rainbow flexes one arm, grinning widely. I am Irish. I'm not one of them nuggins. Pack of hunters, a lot of them. Always going on about their ancestral lands and the glory of the past and all that bullshit. I saw them kick dozens of old Irish families off their land just because their ears weren't pointy enough or they didn't meet some stupid arbitrary criteria of the old nobility. It was that kind of thing that brought me back to... brought back the IRA, just like in the bad old days of the Troubles. The Skyvers in the new tier didn't pay for the land they took. They just had a pack of bullies with guns. Rainbow scrunches her face up into a disgusted sneer and Mox spits at the ground. I've always been sympathetic to the little guy in the fight. They offered to pay for my help, so I said yes, simple as that. So you became a terrorist. Don't be so dramatic. They fixed me up with the cyber stitcher and gave me a lot of the kit I've got in me now, in exchange for going overseas to work for them. Smuggling, running guns, making contacts in Europe, same kind of shite all revolutionary groups do. Seeing as how my own fam got kicked out of their house, I was glad to do it. I still do work for them these days, but there's a lot less of it. Lady Day cracked down on dissidents, but good. Oh boy, what are you doing in Wampoa? Me, I'm a bit of a big game hunter these days. Getting to strange places, look for some kind of paracritter I've not seen before. Then I put a bullet in it. Only the nasty ones though. No point in hunting the Taliscat or such. Only things like gargoyles, barghests, whatnot. All the work I did with them in my youth does a good job of keeping me alive. I was out in Jakarta last year, hunting one of them Indonesian vampires. You ever heard of them? Call them Layak or Penanggalans, depending on who you ask. Their heads and guts come out of the body cavity and they fly around like a giant messy pile of pasta. Rainbow bares her teeth and pantomimes floating around. It took me a solid 2 months to track her down, but I did. Once the job was done, I asked myself, okay Rainbow, what's the best place in East Asia to find some action? So Hong Kong it was. All the key whatsits and here means a bigger concentration of odd critters than you'd usually find in a city. Been spending a lot of time down in the storm drains these days. Heard rumors of a rat king down there, where a mess of devil rats get all tied together in some kind of big awful rat beast. Haven't tracked it down yet, but I figure it's only a matter of time, yeah? She pats the barrel of her gun affectionately. Do you have a key? Of course I do. How else would I get down to look for strange creepy crawlies, eh? Why'd you ask? Can I wanna investigate. Aye, sure. Watch your step down there, though. Drains are a mite bigger than people normally expect. She tosses you the key. Best of luck. Thanks. That was easy. Is that all we analyze the armor piece? Can we talk to you guys about why did you let the HKPF in? Tang is taken aback by the question. For a long moment, he says nothing. We generally don't let the police into Wampoa Garden, it's true. But in this case, we made an exception. The police were very polite and offered to look the other way over some of our deals with the Lohojoa pirates. They also made it clear that if we refused, they might not only take an interest in our deals with the pirates, they would call in the Special Duties Unit and force their way in. We have repelled the Hong Kong police force before, when they've tried to push us around. We could probably drive off the Special Duties Unit as well, but the cost in blood would be too high. She shrugs non-committally. Since they weren't hunting a Wampoan, we saw no reason to refuse their request. So what were they doing? They didn't say, and we didn't ask. The HKPF isn't exactly forthcoming about their business, and we found that the less we know about their interests, the safer Wampoa Garden is. When you take an interest in the police, they return the favor. As far as I know, they went into the parking garage, there was a gunfight, and the police never came out. Whoa. More showed up a few hours later, looking for their missing officers. We didn't let them in, though. We just delivered what was left of the bodies. We were willing to allow the group of 4 in because they asked politely. And when the reinforcements arrived, there were over 30 of them. We couldn't risk the rest of the police setting up camp in our streets. It would have been a circus and disrupted our lives and business. Who can I talk to about this armor? I need somebody to talk to about this armor. How about you? Do you know anything about armor? The owner of the shop barely looks from his PDA while greeting you. His tone is of immense boredom. Welcome to Mingguan Matrix Materials, aka MVMM. What can I get you? Oh. Oh, cool. A mobile pharmacy. Wow. Interesting. That's new. Okay. Guess nothing there. So who knows about armor here? I don't actually, maybe talk to... See what you know? Anything? Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to Quack Atelier, home of the finest clothing in Wampoa Garden. I'm the owner, Master Tailor, Wing K Quack. God. How may I serve you today? I didn't expect to find a tailor's. Many people don't. There's a mistaken impression that we Wampoans are only interested in technology and the Matrix. But even technologists need clothing, don't they? And many of us gravitate towards lines of work where added protection is required. I myself am a materials scientist, as well as a keen follower of fashion trends. Materials scientist? Fiber-related, of course. Primarily aramid fibers, graphene composites, and dilettantes. Probably... dilatants, maybe? Dilettantes? I don't... Dilettantes just makes it sound so much more formal and fitting. It affords me a certain unique perspective when designing clothing that's not only beautiful, but defensive as well. I specialize in high-fashion body armor, similar to the kind crafted by SecureTech or Vashon Island, but with a much more personal touch. Okay, what do you got? Cool. I would love to see, like, I know they have, you know, these, kind of descriptions and stuff. So, we'll take the, duster, and, swap it for our, secure decker clothing. And, bam. Do you know what kind of armor this piece is from? Perhaps, let me see it. Hey, look at our coat. And I'll tell you what I can find out. Wing K holds the armor piece up to her eye, taking out a jeweler's loupe to look at it more closely. Japanese markings. I don't recognize all of them, but first one is Ranraku, fairly recognizable to anyone who's used to seeing the name in Hanzi. The compositone, appears to be a high-density ferroceramics, probably boron carbide with an interwoven bioaramid mesh. The staining on the edges suggests it contained pockets of silica suspended in polyethylene glycol, similar to the commercially sold gel pack technology. This armor could have withstood a significant amount of impact force. Even standard 7.62mm rounds wouldn't have had much of a chance of penetrating it. But it's still broken. High-velocity rounds with a tungsten carbide penetrator would be the most common. This is the kind of thing armor-piercing, discarding sabot rounds were designed to defeat. Sabot rounds? Sabot rounds, probably. A die-coated melee weapon could do it as well, but there wouldn't be the kind of splintering at the edge. Same case with EX explosive rounds. We'd see spalling on the backside. Wing K holds the armor piece back to you. Whoever shot this off the owner came loaded with the right kind of weaponry to get the job done, that's for certain. You don't carry that kind of ordnance around unless you're sure of what you're facing. It's just too expensive for common carry. Thanks. Okay. So we know... Oh, do you have a key for Magpie's stockroom, maybe? Or is Porter Lamb the guy with the keys to everything? No. Okay, so we need to find Porter Lamb. Also, sweet, we finally got a, it's close enough to a long coat. So, right, Porter Lamb. Duh. He's a security guard. Hi. Hey there. Need something else? Has anybody else been inside? Not since I've been here, but before Ip found him. Could have been anybody, really. Ip had a key to his place, but the lock's total crap. Anybody half decent at cracking maglocks could have gotten inside. What's missing? His BTLs, hard drives, and cred sticks. Sounds like the killer looted his place to me. All this talk of monsters. Yeah, sure, there's scary things that go bump in the night, but most of the scary bumps I hear are from handguns and gangers. What can you tell me about Magpie? She was a bitch. I've never met anybody as deliberately contrarian as her. There's not much to say. Nobody wanted to hang out with Magpie. Even though she was the newest elder, she acted high and mighty around everyone. She'd block deals and argue against Nakamura and just because she could. Why? It was just her nature. She loved fights and gossip. Any chance to cut somebody else down, she'd take it. Guess I always figured she had some deep-seated insecurities and covered it up by attacking other people. What do you do around here? It's a catch-all category, I guess. I work for Elder Ip. It's a bit like being a deputy. Make sure people don't break the rules. Protect people who need protecting. Mostly I do whatever Ip asks me to. It's a pretty quiet job most days. Today's not one of those days. I also handle a lot of maintenance. Don't actually do the repairs, but I got most of the keys. Makes it easy to ensure only authorized people get into sensitive places. Electricity goes down, I let in the electrician who fixes the wiring. Toilet's clogged, I let in the drone guy who opens it back up. I need a key to... Okay, alright, fine. Where can I find a key to... How do I get to the storm drain, actually? Do I need to... Is that through the parking garage as well? Like, just... Am I actually just go... Oh, okay. Alright. Fair enough. I was gonna say, like... Ugh. How to try and fit down that bloody drain would be, yeah, less than ideal. I have a feeling we're gonna find, like... Oh. Well... The disgusting pile of stinking human remains smells strongly of blood in the first stages of decay. The arms, legs, and organs here are heaped together like stacked firewood, leaking blood and gore across the floor. The parts contained therein appear to have been sliced away from the parent body rather than torn or bitten. Judging by the clean edges on the cuts, the blade used to sever these parts was extremely sharp. I've seen plenty of disgusting stuff in my day, but this takes the cake. Look at it. Somebody stacked these parts up like they were making a little larder or something. Hello, serial killer. Looking closer at the pile, one part stands out. It's a severed forearm, and it's covered in tattoos. Words in Slavic language and a shining lighthouse adorn the forearm, and ring-like images are inked on each finger. On the back of the hand, there's a skull inside of a square. This arm belonged to a Vor. These are criminal tattoos. The lighthouse shows he tried to escape from prison, or planned to. The words say all police are dogs. That skull inside the square means he served the prison term for robbery once. What's a Vor? A Vor is a thief. The Vorivi Zakon is the name of the organization. Thieves in law. They have strict codes and police their own, but they don't sever arms and leave them in a pile of gore. Great. Blah. Blah, blah, blah. We got the real Dracula on our hands. Storm drain. Despite the darkness, you see something glitter at the edge of the drain. Looking closer, it appears to be a necklace chain of some kind. It's become caught in a drain's grate, narrowly avoiding falling down the deep pit. Grab it. Lifting the necklace out of the drain, you turn it over in your hand. It's a simple silver pendant on a chain. Depicts a bird in flight. A magpie. Well then. Anybody else think that is more than just a little bit suspicious? Just me? No? Okay, it's just me. Are there any monsters down here? We got I don't... Can we not? Oh, wait. Right, it's just a Ha! Ha ha! 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 As you round the corner, you hear voices speaking just loudly enough for you to make out coherent sentences. Oh boy. Yeah. The speakers are definitely not local. They speak with a slight Slavic accent, and their clothing is heavily armored. Around them are a number of crates and boxes, all mostly filled. It looks like a group is packing up. Yaroslav says the boat will be ready tomorrow morning. He's gotten everything arranged with the port authority. We moved the goods to his warehouse. He'll handle loading them onto the ship, and we can get paid right then and there. York spits on the ground. I'll be glad to be done with this filthy place. I will, too. I hate having to hide in these damn trains. It stinks down here. I can hear the devil rats running down the walkways. It's a mess and it's disgraceful. Shouldn't have put up with this bullshit. And Alexander still isn't back from his little trip. We'll have to leave him behind if he doesn't get back soon. I know, Galina. Until Andre says we're in the clear from the triads, we can't be seen with the goods on the streets. If they find us, we'll go back to Vladivostok in sausage casings. Those Red Dragon Mudaki don't screw around when it comes to protecting their turf. Who knows, maybe Alexander was stupid and they caught him. Either way, we'll have to lug this crap through the drains for a few clicks. Several boxes near the two women bear a distinctive label, Magpie Inflict. Same emblem you saw stamped on Magpie's equipment in her shop. The orc woman sniffs the air suspiciously and her eyes dart toward the dark tunnel you stand in. Before you have a chance to get out of sight, she locks eyes with you. Great. The orc lifts her chin as she regards you, cracking her knuckles. What have we here? Curious little pest, come looking for things that don't concern her. What do we do with pests, Galina? Galina puts a hand on her shotgun's barrel. Break them, Vasilisa. And then we hammer a spike through each of their throats, so anyone who sees their bodies knows not to meddle in our affairs. I suggest you stay where you are, pest. I'm not here to meddle in anything, I'm just looking for a serial killer. You found some friend, us? You think you could just walk out of here after finding us? Think again. Andre is obviously the Vora here. You're just enforcers, and he doesn't want a scene while you're in Wampo Garden. There's a lot of academic etiquettes open up. I know what happened to Alexander. Do we know what happened to Alexander? Was he the guy? Like, he couldn't have been the eviscerated guy over there. Surely. Andre is obviously the Vora here. Vasilisa shoots Galina a sidelong glance. She's right, Galina. Andre would have our hands if we had to break cover before the shipment was ready. Shit. Galina lowers her shotgun, though her posture remains wary. You don't care about what we're doing. I have a job to do. This is incidental. So what do you want from us, then? You took Magpie's keycards, right? Yes, we did. Alexander took one earlier. He said he wanted to sweep the stockroom, see if there was anything worth stealing in it. She tossed you his keycard. Here, we don't have time for this. We have to move this gear. You want to play detective? Go right ahead. Thanks. Cool. Okay. So, let's head out. Where's this go? Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, well, let's just go back in here. We're not gonna, you know, we'll play this dramatically differently than I usually do, actually, because most of the time when I go through, oh right, I need to actually find her stockroom. What? Thank you. Where's her stockroom again? I don't remember. It was in the, like, basement of some, oh, what? No, okay, her secret stockroom, right, okay. Where, it was in, like, the basement of some restaurant or something, right? But how do I don't... I don't know where to go. Oh. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. Sure. Right. Alright. So we're gonna call it, actually, before going into the stock room and seeing what's what there. And, yeah. This mystery is getting more and more mysterious as we go. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!